talk, real people, relevant conversations. The I Am Kiana Scales podcast is dedicated to real conversations about issues, emotions, and experiences that affects the lives of everyday people. Welcome to the I Am Kiana Scales podcast, episode 42, sponsored by the Closet Experience Boutique. I'm your host, Kiana Scales. Today marks the exciting launch of our second interview in the Dream Chaser series. In this installment, we dive deep into the life of another individual who embodies the fearless pursuit of passion and the unwavering commitment to making a mark on the world. Each guest in this series brings a unique story of resilience and determination. Join us as we uncover the inspiring journey and untold stories that have shaped these remarkable individuals. Get inspired once again as we continue our exploration with the Dream Chaser series. Listener land, meet Chef Star Maye, the culinary powerhouse who is reshaping Nashville's dining scene and beyond. With over 2 decades of expertise and recent triumph on Food Network's Chop, Chef Maye is not just a chef, but a trailblazer, y'all. Her journey began in Repton, Alabama, where food united her large family, setting the stage for her lifelong passion. After serving in the Navy and cultivating her culinary skills at the prestigious Culinary Institute, Chef Maye made her mark in Tennessee. As the former executive chef and co-owner of Anzie Blue, she has an innovative spirit that shines through in the events like drag brunches and gospel brunches, creating spaces where food and culture converge. Chef Maye's recent accomplishments speak volumes, from the release of her cookbook, A Star Among Us, A Chef's Story, to her advocacy within the LGBTQ plus community. Chef Maye is not just creating dishes, she's creating change. Her commitment extends beyond the kitchen as she supports causes like the Trevor Project, reflecting her dedication to inclusiveness and empowerment. Join us as we delve into Chef Star Maye's remarkable journey, celebrating her achievements, exploring her culinary philosophy, and discovering what is next for this rising star in the world of culinary arts and culture. Welcome to the I Am Kiana Scales podcast, Chef Maye. Woo! You made it. Yes, I did. We are honored to have you on our Dream Chaser series. So we're going to jump right into it. All right. Can you tell us about your journey into the culinary world and what inspired you to become a chef?
Well, I'm going to say this. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to be a chef.
Oh, you did?
Let's start there.
Okay.
People think that that's something I want to do all my life. It is not. I grew up in a large family, and cooking throughout my life kind of brought everything together. It was all about birthdays and anniversaries and hanging out at grandma's house and all these people coming. Everybody go to church on Sunday so we can eat at grandma's house. So that's kind of how it started. I was pretty good at cooking. My family always says they don't remember me cooking nothing.
Oh,
like
you say they don't remember.
They're like, when did you get good? Because we don't remember you cooking anything.
Oh, they just throw your stuff out.
Yeah.
When they be like, oh, I'm full, and just,
They didn't know I was paying attention. I was kind of a little tomboyish outside playing. So they didn't know I was really paying attention. But me and my grandma spent a lot of time together because I was always an early riser. Okay. So she up at 5 o'clock making biscuits and making grits and doing all the things. And I'm up too. So I'm watching her. She let me help a little bit, So that's kind of where it started. And, throughout my life, I've tried to do other things. But this has truly become my passion. Yes. I love food and I love how it brings people together. I said, over a difficult conversation, a meal is necessary.
Oh, yes.
So I think that it draws people together in a different kind of way.
And it sure does.
Yeah.
Baby, it draws me every time when somebody say, I just gotta go. We gotta go. Somebody gotta tell you something. Let's go. And a good cocktail. Pair with a good cocktail. You know about pairing.
Yes, I do.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that with us. Oh, yeah. Now, moving forward, I love to hear more about being a dream chaser and what that means to you personally.
Well, I tell people being a dream chaser, I didn't realize what that meant until you started your intro, But to me, it's just like I'm just doing what I feel necessary for me to do. It's like driving it's like a pushing force for me to want to do better. And in my community, I just want to make it better. it starts out kind of selfish because I want to make it better for me.
Right.
But in changing things to make it better for me, it kind of helps everybody else.
Yes, and it's nothing selfish with that because you have to start to make something
well.
better. You have to be better first.
Start here, yes,
in order to carry the vision and the dream forward.
That's true.
Yes. So look at you. Come on, make the community better out there.
Yes, I want to. That's my desire.
Yes. So I've read about your experience in the culinary world where you have mentioned training white men specifically who were appointed to executive roles that you were equally qualified for. Could you speak more about that experience and how it's shaped your journey?
Of course. That my industry is a very male-dominated industry, number one. Number two, a white male-dominated kind of situation. It never mattered. Before I got here, it took a white man to give me a title so that I could be able to move forward. But what he did see is that I needed to be in that place. And if he needed to give me a title, if he felt like he needed to sign off on it to be a thing, and he tells me today, he's like, I never needed to sign off. I always saw you as my equal. But he said, I did see that you were marginalized and people would not put you in that position. They did not want to see this face on the front of their building or this face pushing it through. They want to see that white man out there showing his face and shaking the hands. They didn't think I was capable to be able to do that.
And you know what? That's something because a lot of times people don't see us as our value, what we're worth.
Exactly.
You know, for some reason, you only see the skin color.
That's as far as it got.
Yes, that's all you see.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even, and then the sad part is they don't even want to know what you can do.
They have no, well, part. For me, they want to see, like I tell people, I work like 3 people in the kitchen. Oh, wow. So I have been places where, you know what, I'm not taking this anymore. When I walk out, they have to hire 3 more employees to work like me because I tell people when it's your gift to do something, it's so easy for you to do it, you know, and nobody ever thinks about how complicated it is when it's not a person that's living in their passion. I just happen to be able to work in my passion. Like my passion is my job. So it never feels like work for me. So they don't understand that. Like when I come in here and peel 200-pound potatoes in 4 hours, they're like, how did she do that?
Because you're passionate about
what you do. I'm passionate about what I do. And I tell people I just sang and I done danced and had me a good time while I did it. And, you know, I don't get easy. I'm not flustered. I'm not easily flustered. And in this kind of job, it's kind of got to be that way. And I've had those white men walk out and leave me in charge. And they be like, Star, can you watch it for a little bit till we can find somebody? Oh, you want me to do all the work I've been doing, plus now you want me to do this dude work, and you're going to pay somebody else the salary to do the job that you want me to do right now.
Ooh, that is craziness.
Craziness.
That's pure deep foolishness, people. Let's call it what it is. That's some foolishness out there.
Yeah, like I tell people, even right now in Nashville, you know, I work hard for people to start to notice. Like, I don't want you to notice me. I want you to notice what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And to be in that position and being able to do that. Like I tell people, I don't have the luxury of going out and just like going to a restaurant and getting a job. That's not a thing for me anymore. Like they won't let me. Like I've literally had people tell me, "Are we even gonna hire you?" I'll be like, oh, okay. So that leaves me in a place to be able to create opportunities and things for myself, which I am really enjoying. Like, you know, once you lose that comfort of having that whatever salary a year, I said, a job is a dream chaser. It's a dream killer. You know what I'm saying? It can be if you allow it to consume all of your time, and now you're finding that your passion gets less and less time because now we're giving the man more and more of it.
Ooh, you see me raising my hand. You're preaching to me. And I say that to say, the reason I say that you're preaching to me is because I still work a full-time job. I still run my boutique. And I still find time to run this podcast. And people be amazed. And I still host things. Yeah. And people are like, how do you do all that? Because it's in me. And I don't skip a beat on that full time, baby. I know that job backwards, forwards, all the way through. And the funny part when I tell people, I be tired. I'm not going to lie. But guess what? I still show up. There was a time now, my track record has been broken, people. There was a time I used to brag I would never miss work. Right. Like I was always there. But I think it was like last year. My aunt passed, so that's totally different. But I still had to take some time after that. I was just like, my body is just not doing what it needs to do. So I started, had that call in, y'all, that I talk about. I had a track record for years, y'all. I was the girl that never called in. People be like, them people don't care about, and they really don't, but it was just something I pride myself on.
Right.
Like I would go to work, get my job done, do everything. Then I wasn't working as hard as you now. I ain't doing everybody else's job. The stuff I do is look, I can't take on nobody else's work in my little 9 hours. I can't do it. Even back when I was working 8 hours, I'm like, no, I can only do what I can do. You try to take on everybody's job,
too much.
Yep, they'll downgrade in a minute. Have you really doing that on a daily basis?
Exactly, yeah, for sure. So I tell people I did that for years.
Wow.
And then one day, the light came on. I started to see my worth and what I offer. Like I'm going into places and, I'm doing all of this stuff and they are looking in amazement. Like, how is she doing all of that? And I'm just like, it's just how I work. Yep. It makes sense to me to work this way. So, I mean, I'm glad that it finally come. And I think that I'm still learning my worth every single day. Like, I'm like, I don't even realize I do all that stuff till people start telling me. And I be like, when you hear it all at once, you're like, okay, I guess I might do a couple of things.
Yeah. And you know what? I admire how you bring your authentic self to work. So I'm curious, could you share how being, number one, African-American female and being part of the LGBTQ plus community has influenced your professional journey, whether it's positive or negative?
I'm going to speak on both sides because I think that I do have things on both sides of that coin. I think positive to be able to be a light where people can see different points of view. Like, have people tell me all the time, oh, we love you this, we love you that. I'm a Black, gay, woman, single mother, veteran, so it's a lot of different hats that I wear. So I feel a lot of people's programs and they never noticed before now. They never noticed that, now I don't have to be just a Black chef or just a gay chef. I be telling people I'm just Star. I just happen to be a lot of those check boxes. You know what I mean? Like I check a lot of boxes.
So you check. Now let's back because I didn't do my due diligence. Now I don't remember researching about you having. Okay, so let's go back. I heard you say single mom.
Yeah.
Okay, then wait a minute. Look at me. Ooh, my Sherlock Holmes skills are slipping. Yeah. So tell me about Wade. How old is your child?
He's 23.
Oh, you got a grown child, 23, nothing but no. 23, come on.
Yeah, he's a 23-year-old man, and he makes his mama so proud. Oh, wow. I don't need to do anything. He cooks for me now. Like, I ain't know he was paying attention, but he did because he cooks very well.
No, he a chef also?
He is not.
Okay.
No, he's in, he's a behavioral technician. He works with children with autism and Down syndrome. So like I told him, he got the heart of Job.
Oh, yes.
I take a special kind of person, and he's very good at his job, which I love that.
Like you said, a lot of patience.
Yeah, I was his mom. He didn't really have a choice with the patience part.
Ooh, well, I might need some of that patience. I'm working on it.
Come on.
I got it to a certain degree, then I'm just like, I'm over it.
I'm over it.
That's like my favorite line. I'm over it. Like, I'm done.
I don't want to do it no more.
Ain't got time for it. Yes. I admire people with patience. I really have to have that.
Working on it.
Now, what advice would you give talented individuals facing barriers like racism and sexism while striving for a career of advancement?
That's a hard one because it's going to be difficult. It's never easy. Like to be and to create change is not an easy task. If it was, it wouldn't be so many stories about people who are trying to do it. So just always know and be sure that what you are doing is the best thing for you. And you just got to keep pushing. As my grandma say, we got to keep praying till something happens. So you just got to keep doing it. And then when things don't work out exactly how you want them to work out, be okay with the pivot. Yes. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to change it up a little bit because that particular thing didn't work doesn't mean the next thing won't work. Sometimes we have to try it a few ways until we can get it exactly how we need to, and that's okay. So I think that people just need to give themselves grace
Yes.
and give themselves some patience and some time to be able to do exactly what you want to do, because it looks like this happened overnight, but it's 25 years of work I done put in. And I didn't just start this yesterday.
Well, I thought you did because it looks good on you, baby.
Well,
I thought
thank
you
you.
did. I was like, look, because I met you did I meet you last year?
Last year, I think,
Maybe
yeah.
it was last year. I think it was last year. And what I tell you, we gonna be friends. Didn't I
Yeah,
tell you that?
you
I said,
did.
we gonna be friends, and I'm coming to see you. And I just popped up on you. It was not
great.
last year, year before last, one of those. And when I popped up on you, you was like, you got a reservation? I said, no.
I'm like, let me see what I can work out.
Right. And that's what she said. Let's see how this gonna work out.
Yeah.
And I just looked, and I was having a little puppy dog face. I had my husband Patrick with me, y'all, and I was like, he looking at me like, you supposed to have a reservation? Like, he looking at me like, and what did I do? I said, And then you said, just come on up and sit at the bar with me.
Yeah.
And then,
I know somebody.
right. And then what did we, look, I ordered off the menu. Then here go my husband. She eating something that's not on the menu. I
Right.
said, now, first of all, she done hooked us up with this seat. We in there acting real niggerish. I'm just gonna say it. We was. I said, how you gonna order something that wasn't on this menu?
And I went and made it for him.
Yeah,
You
and
wanted
that's why I knew she was gonna be good people. When she went and made that for my husband, because I would have been like, I'm looking at him like, I done already got us in here. I don't know her like that. And when you left, I kept saying, I don't know her like that. I just met her. He looked at me like, I thought y'all was friends. No, I just met her. I'm like, no. But that was so nice because you didn't have to do that. You
Well, I
didn't
don't
have
meet
to.
any strangers, so that's always good. I tell people always come up to me, always say hi. I said I work all my own social media, all my things I do it myself. So if you want to talk to me, just start talking. I talk back.
Oh, you sure do. Yes, and you nice.
I try my best to be. I try to make sure that I'm putting out positivity. It is enough negativity going on.
It sure
today, yeah, today the odd man is the positive man. People ask me all the time, why are you so nice? I'm like, because it ain't a lot of people being nice. Might as
Right.
well be me.
And
You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all find it strange, or is it just me, that you find yourself when somebody's nice, whether you go to a restaurant or somewhere, you be like, oh, that was so sweet. Like,
That was
because
so
we're
nice.
not used to getting it. Especially when I see the younger kids working. I think I told you last week, we were talking to each other on the phone. I was in the drive-thru, and he was like, yes, ma'am. And I was like, oh, wait. And he
That
was
was
like,
sweet.
thank you, have a nice night. And I was like, I just felt like,
Exactly.
wow, who's last time I got this kind of service? I mean, it was simple, but it was just made you think like, wow. And you're right about that. We're so used to all the negative and people with just raunchy attitudes that we're just like, wow.
Yeah. And people, I'm like, you get to choose that. Like, that is not something that just falls on you. Every day when you wake up, you can make that decision. I'm going to be a positive light today. If I see somebody and they got some cute shoes on today, I'm going to tell them, I'm going to make their day.
Yes.
It could be the little things. I done walk down the street, see people walking. I'd be like, hey, have a great day. You know, they
Ooh, I
weren't
love
expecting
that.
that. I could see them smiling and waving
Mhm.
as I'm driving away. Like, it's the simple things. Like,
Yes.
anybody can do it.
And we really need to get back to the simple things, to be honest with you. We really do.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
this world right now, y'all seen just what last week with the political views, just that's just something in itself.
Well, this week is different.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yes, what you said. Yes. But I'm just saying, you know how things just progress.
Yeah.
And then it's like, for what?
For what?
It's like, why do you want to be mean?
Yeah. And it's no purpose. You don't got
Nothing.
to. You don't have to do it. I'm sure that anybody, we could all sit down and have a meal and discuss it. Let's just talk
Right.
about it. For some reason, I find that it's hard for people to, I've been in situations with all different viewpoints, you know what I'm saying? Over a meal, they be like, make a meal for us. I'm like, yeah, I got you. So we make a meal and we could sit and have a discussion over a meal and a glass of wine. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, we should be able to do that. There has been some great changes in this country, and it's coming to us, everybody, and it all started
Yep.
with a conversation.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Yes. A lot of time I tell people, you don't have to like me or like the situation, but you're going to respect it
Exactly.
at the end of
At
the
the
day.
end of the day, I don't have to take on your. We can agree to disagree. I respect you enough to just know that we're not gonna be the same on this particular thing. But I'm not gonna stop being your friend because we don't agree on this.
Right.
We just not gonna. Now we know that's a boundary that we have set as an adult. We won't discuss this.
Thank you. When you said the magic word, as an adult, act like an adult.
Yeah, as a mature adult, I will make the decision not to speak with this on this subject with you, because that's how we're gonna grow. Like, I respect that boundary, and we'll move on from there, because we got something else to talk about.
Yeah, we shall do. So now that we touched on challenges like racism and sexism, I'm interested in hearing about your journey onto Food Network and winning child. I don't know what that was, but yeah. So could you share how you first got involved with Food Network?
Well, actually, the Food Network hit me up on my Instagram DM.
Oh, wow. Wait, let me say this when you go any further. You thought it was a joke. You thought somebody...
did.
Okay, I just had to get...
I didn't think it was real. It was really like a casting company, you know? And they were like, we've been watching your Instagram, and we like how you're developing. You seem to have a really good personality or whatever. Because I don't know if you guys know, when I had Anzie Blue, I used to do a lot of funny commercials, you know? So they seen a few of my commercials or whatever, and they were like, we think you'll be good for this. And I'm like, okay. So I filled out the applications, had all the little interviews, and they were like, oh, yeah, we got you set up. We know exactly where we want to put you. And I'm like, okay. So I flew to New York, filmed this episode. We filmed the episode, and then almost a year. It was almost a year before the episode actually aired. Oh. From when I filmed it. It was like 10 months or something like that. So I was like, just to keep a secret that long was
wait
hard.
a minute. Woo, you gotta keep a secret.
So hard. I be telling people I'm still keeping a secret right now, because I've been on Beat Bobby Flay, and I'm waiting on it to air. So
come on.
Waiting on the episode.
Oh, wow.
So you can't ever say anything. You just got to be quiet.
Yes, got to be quiet.
And I got a big mouth sometimes.
Ooh.
So it's been hard to be quiet, but I'm actually doing it. And then, so Chop was great. I enjoy competition, and not to be funny, I like beating people.
Okay.
So that was a different situation. Like, I've never been in a place where I have to like look at some stuff I ain't never seen before, figure out what I'm gonna make, how I'm gonna make it, and then make it pretty.
Okay, so let me ask you this, since you're talking about that. What was the most challenging basket ingredient? Because don't y'all have, from what I remember watching, you got this basket, you know, they give you things. Yeah,
I think on my first round, it was vegan fried chicken.
I was like, when I saw that, I was like, you gonna say the vegan fried chicken? Okay.
Yeah, that was probably because I'm like, those things should not go together. Vegan and fried chicken, that's not the same.
Yes.
For the first round, and then the second round, I can't quite remember what we had. It was something. Oh, I remember. It was the biscuit and gravy, like casserole. I'm like, why would somebody do this? So that was probably the worst thing for the second round. And then the last round was like banana pudding pie cake thing. And I'm like, oh my God.
But you rocked it.
Yeah, but I'm like,
but you rocked it.
I did.
So how did you, okay, let's just go back. So like you said, you just looking at all the ingredients and you like, okay, well, how am I going? So what goes through your mind? Because your time, and you got to get all this stuff, you know, prepared. So what's in your mind?
With me, I think, because how my mind works is, I think that whatever thing is going to take me the longest to cook, whatever thing is going to take me the least amount of time to cook. So I kind of set myself up for that. Okay. Like, you know, I knew vegan fried chicken, I'm going to do some of that. I don't know what to do with that. I'm going to just turn it into some breading, because if nothing else, I can slap it on them shrimp. And so that's what I did. Oh, wow. And I think that was probably the last thing I did was that. And after watching the episode, I hear the people saying, I don't think Star's going to make it. She's running out of time. It looks like she got too much stuff going on. I'm like, it looks like that to you.
Yep.
But I got it under control. I tell people, I think that I do well at competitions only because I never think about beating someone.
Okay, so
I'm only ever focused on me doing my best.
Yes.
And when I'm doing my best, it just so happens that people fall down.
I like it. Humble but cocky. I love it, love it, love it.
I tell people that's probably why competitions are the best. Is because you do have that little room to be a little bit cocky. Like, I've been fighting these boys for 20-something years.
Yes.
And now I'm finally getting my get back. You're going to give me my get back now. Because 25 years I've been fighting to be in the front. I've been working hard. I've been keeping my head down. I was like trying to be a single mom and work 90 hours a week and do all of this stuff on my feet for 15 and 16 hours a day. So now it's like I've gotten to this place and I'm very happy with where I am. So I'm just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and doing more things.
Yes, and that you are.
Yeah.
Because I see it for you.
Thank you.
I know you see it for yourself, but I'm rooting for you. Yes.
Thank you.
Were there any behind the scene moments or challenges that viewers might not be aware of that didn't make the cut?
Oh, yeah. When I won, when I have nervous energy, I'm a dancer.
Okay.
Right? So that's why I tell people I'm dancing on their food and singing. It's a real thing. Like, I'm in there having a great time. And so in between the times when we having the film, I'm dancing all the time. They're like, let's go start dancing or whatever, you know? So by the end, and once we had went through and I won, we cheering around and they getting your little dancing videos or whatever, the entire crew started doing my dance with me.
Oh, so you got your signature dance.
Yeah, I got
signature. We gonna see that today. I mean, you know, we do got a camera rolling.
I ain't ready to throw it back.
Oh, okay. I just was trying to see if we gonna get a little snippet of it so I can learn how to do the Chef Star Maye dance.
The Chef Star Shuffle, yeah. So,
is that what it's called? The shuffle. Okay.
Yeah, so that was probably like the biggest part of the day because it really was like a 16 or 17 hour day. So we filmed that all in one day.
Wait, all in one day?
All in one day.
Y'all Tyler Perry style today.
Yeah, it was 17-hour day. You know, you just have to put that work in. I tell people it was such an emotional day for me because that was the 1 year anniversary of my grandmother's passing. So I'm thinking I'm going to be with my family. No, it's competition day.
Oh, wow.
So having that emotional, you know, tornado going on and then having to have all of these, you know, competition one, and I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna make it through round one? And then it's, oh my God, am I gonna make it through round two? And then you're like, oh my God, I'm in the last round. So it was very surreal, and I tell people it will never be anything like that ever. Wow. And I think that it does, even though that show comes on so much, it's still such a small group of people who can really say what that feels like. You know, it was very significant.
Oh wow. She was shining down on you, looking
yes, because everybody knows, like, I can bake okay. Like, I can throw something together sweet, you know what I mean? I'm not a baker. I know sweets is just not my forte of things. Now, I do make a mean banana pudding.
Okay, come on. That's what I like, banana pudding.
I make a mean banana pudding and some, you know, little desserts or whatever. But for the most part, desserts are not, I'm a savory girl, you know. Okay. So I was like, my grandma really came through on that one. Like, I could tell she came through because I was like, I don't know what to do with all of this.
I got a praying grandmama. Baby, for sure, yeah. Yes. So how would you describe your culinary style?
I tell people I do Southern fusion. Okay, Southern because fusion. I'm from the deep South. So we got Southern comforts. That's what I call this kind of area, like Kentucky, Tennessee. They have Southern comfort. The farther down you go, you start to get into the soul, right? Okay. So then you got your soul food. Then the farther down you go, you got your Cajun and your Creole. And then once you pass through that water, you got the Caribbean. So I just take all of those spices and all of those feelings and slap it all between my food, and we rub it together, and that's what I call Southern fusion. Ooh, everything south of here, you know.
Well, I had a little bit of that Southern fusion. You know, you made me some. What I had? Wait a minute, collard greens. I had collard greens.
Collard greens.
Yeah, I had collard greens. Like, look, I don't know what I had, but I had some collard greens. Y'all, they was
smoked turkey.
Ooh, Jesus! Did you bring me some today?
I didn't bring anything today.
Oh, look, you know what I'm saying? You got something out there in the car. Look, I just knew you was going to come with a good bag.
I should have brought a little plate.
Ooh, yes, and I would have tore it up too. Yes, I sure would have. Lord Jesus. So are there any specific ingredients or techniques that you particularly are passionate about incorporating into your dishes? Like,
yeah, in the South, it's all about your sauces and your gravies. You know what I'm saying? Like we like stuff smothered and we like stuff slapped on top of it and we like dipping it in stuff.
I'm a dipper.
You know, so those things are very important things. So I try to make sure that when I make them things, those things are very good. Like I tell people, my grandma chicken pot pie is not like any other chicken pot pie you will ever have. You know, people will come. They hated when we were out of chicken pot pie. They was like, "You don't got chicken pot pie." I'm like, I made 87 chicken pot pies today. We out, like you know. Oh wow. So I think that those types of things, those savory things, those things that you couldn't get, and like, I tell people, I love it here because of all the farmers. You got so much fresh produce and stuff around. It may be a little more difficult to locate it, but it's there and it's available and it makes wonderful dishes.
So you prefer to shop locally grown versus going to the grocery store?
For sure. Yes, I shop local. I like local farmers. You know, I got a little sneak peek, you know, coming on. I got a little farm to table place I'm gonna open up here in a few months. So that's important to me. I grew up on a farm. I'm from I'm a small town girl. You know, my family are Black farmers in Alabama. So
come on, Black farmers.
Yeah, so it's important to me that we, you know, keep that stuff going. Like we're getting away from being able to grow our own fruits and vegetables and be able to sustain ourselves that way. I'm like, you know, my grandma lived to be 93 years old, but at 85 years old, she was still in her garden. You know, she was still out there hoeing in there and making it and filling it up. So I want to get back to that. I want to get back for people being able to find those things. You know, I'm trying to start a co-op in North Nashville right now. That's what my focus is trying to get us fresh fruits and vegetables. Like in this day and time, no one should be living in a food desert.
I was just
it should not even exist. So I think that pooling all of our farmers together and all of the people in the community, I think we can all come together and create something wonderful that is sustainable, not just for us, but for all of those after us. So that's a very, you know, large scale things. And I have a true passion for kids too. Like I don't think people realize that. Like I work with Cafe Momentum and, you know, they have their second chance youth, you know. Sometimes they mess up. They kids, they don't always make the best decisions. And if they shouldn't have to be punished for the rest of their life because they made a mistake and stole a car when they were 16. They had the opportunity to do it. They did it. That's what kids do. So you have to give them grace and teach them new skills. So I enjoy doing that. And right now I'm working with Gideon's Army. They're going to open a restaurant in North Nashville on 23rd Avenue. So I'm helping them develop their menu and get their sales together. So we got to keep working for the kids because the kids is what's got to sustain us.
Right.
So that is also a major part. And, you know, my LGBTQ, my LGBTQ, LGBTQ people.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're all working together to try to build a better community. So that's it.
Now, I want to ask you this.
Ask me what you will.
Yes, I am. Now, just for a little fun, I want to throw something fun in here.
Okay.
So, we spoke all about your culinary journey, but this is what I want to know. If you could create a meal for anyone, living or historical, who would it be and what delicious creation would you serve them?
Well, I probably would want to cook for Zephyr Wright. And I probably would want to make, what would I want to make? Probably something real country, like maybe like.
And for the listeners who don't know who you're speaking of, can you
Zephyr Wright. Okay, Zephyr Wright was Lyndon B. Johnson's cook back in segregation. And she created meals for them to be able to have difficult conversations about whether they were going to end segregation or not. So he would actually listen to her, and her being a Black woman in that society at that time, he would allow her to speak on things that were affecting her, which help him make that decision. But it all happened over those meals. She cooked him something good. It made him soft and tired, and now we can have a conversation about it. You know, so being a woman who actually took something that she loved and was able to create change, rather how small people think that change was, it was very significant for my people throughout life, because those meals helped make that decision whether or not that would be something that will move forward in this country. And so I probably would fry her some chicken, because my fried chicken is really good. So I'll probably fry her some chicken.
I'm coming over for dinner. Look, put me down for. I'm making a reservation.
I'm gonna make her some turnip greens. We're gonna have us some garlic mashed potatoes.
So good.
Yes, with some good old dark chocolate gravy. That sounds good, and I think she would appreciate somebody cooking for her like she cooked for them.
I'm over here like, over here rubbing my look. Y'all rubbing my stomach, mouth over here like, look, okay, look, you got me all watered up.
Oh
over
yeah,
here.
oh yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I tell people she is one of the reasons why also I do what I do, because I know that a meal does change things.
I love how you keep saying that.
A meal it does. It changes things. You know, if you want to create change, you got to do what you do what you love to do, and make sure that when you're doing it, you're putting positivity. I said, if somebody had a bad conversation and they slanging your food around in the back, when you get that food, you taste that.
You're right.
This don't taste quite right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but in me in the kitchen singing and dancing over your food, you done got a little bit of earth, wind, and fire on that thing.
Earth, wind, and
You be
fire.
like, next thing I know, I see you over there dancing over that plate, because that's what I just did. You know, so energy is carried through everything, and so I try to make sure that all my energy is good.
We have to put out good energy.
I try my best.
I tell people you need to be so positive.
Yeah, you gotta be.
They can't even find the negative in you. You gotta be that positive.
Yeah.
You know, I know we're gonna have our times because we're human.
Yeah.
That we are gonna feel a little negative about things, but you gotta be that positive shining light.
Yeah.
Because it's too much negative and darkness.
Yeah, I told them, I was like, when they named me Star, they really knew what they was doing.
Uh-huh.
That's a name I had to grow into, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a kid, I hated it. They sing the song all the time, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I was like, I hate that. But now that I've grown up, and I'm trying to make sure that my star twinkles, you know what I mean?
Yes, that you are doing. Yes.
I'm trying my best, you know. I said, but no, I'm doing my best.
You're doing. Yes. So as a prominent figure in the culinary world, do you feel a responsibility to influence food trends or culinary culture in any way?
Of course I do. I feel like it's necessary, especially my viewpoint on Southern food. I feel that Southern food is American food. You can go anywhere and get Italian food. You can go anywhere and get Chinese food. You can go get Mexican food. But you know what you can't do? Go to Italy and get American food. Because American food is Southern food. So if ain't no Southern food restaurants over there, they're not tasting us. They're not feeling us. They don't know about us.
Right.
So, you know, I feel like because I feel that food is like that, I'm going to keep working until I make sure that I'm putting that benchmark on there. American food is Southern food. Oh, I went over to Italy and had the best soul food I ever had in my life. You right. I done went to Spain and had the best soul food. You right. We're going to keep building it and building and building it. So that's my dream, is to be able to take it all over the world. I think everybody should be able to experience it.
Yes.
Because it was a hard time. It was resilience. It was a lot of things that went into creating that food and making sure that food exists. So, you know, and I also am really big with food history, which is like, especially Black food history. Like, it's such a beautiful story, even though, you know, it was some ugly and it was some brutal and it was a whole bunch of things. But out of that, they were still able to create something beautiful that has been lasting 300 and 400 years. You know, I'm still making things, you know,
the ability to make stuff stretch.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like, my grandmama was 93 years old when she passed for me almost 3 years ago now. But to be able to get that for 93 years, like her grandmother lived to around the same age, that's a lot of knowledge being passed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot of knowledge being passed down, you know. Like I tell people in my hometown of Repton, when I go home, we have a family cemetery. Like I can literally go out there and see a maid from 1868 or whatever. And not everybody has that story they're able to tell, but my family has lived in the same area for almost 200 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
not
like,
everybody has
they
that
were slaves
story.
there. They was sharecroppers there. Like they've been in the same 30-mile radius for almost 200 years. Yeah, so that all Black people have that kind of story where they can trace their lineage and being able to know where they come from and feel the area and go home and be grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take people home with me all the time because they don't get to feel that or see that, how that looks. Like, when I go home, as I'm driving home, my auntie house, my uncle house, my grandma house, my auntie house, my cousin house. Like, it's literally like they're acting like this thing homesteading is new. It's not. My family been doing it like my whole life. I've always been able to walk to somebody's house or do whatever. So I would like for us to be able to get back to that.
Oh, I'm just over here and I'm like, dang. Yeah. That's because, like you said, you rarely get to see that.
I tell people I process
our
longevity
in the 90s. Like, what?
Yeah, we process our own meats. You know, my grandfather grew all kind of vegetables. I tell people, like, I really go down there and kill the hog, and then I clean it, and then I cut him down, and then I'm like, people do not see that process anymore. They used to just going in the store and picking it out, but they don't know what it had to go through to get to that place. They're not giving it all the reverence that it deserves and needs. So I'm hoping to put that back, maybe create a couple of experiences to be able to take people down, to be able to see and feel that, because I tell people, when I will be walking on my family land, like, you can feel it. It's so different than just like being anywhere else, because these Black people have been in this place and they, you know, like, they're all now, it's a Black marriage.
You got me over here like, I want to take a field trip.
Yeah, we need to take a field trip.
Like, for real, like, to feel the richness of that history.
Yes, it's just the richness of the history. You can actually feel it when you're there. And I said, most people don't realize, I'm from Connecticut County, Alabama, home of Connecticut sausage. But right next to us is Monroe County, and that's where I went to school. Okay. And that's where they... To Kill a Mockingbird. Have you ever read that?
To Kill a Mockingbird. Yes,
okay, so To Kill a Mockingbird is based in that town.
Oh, wow.
So having that history also, that's really based on a true story. It's something that really happened to somebody, So I think people don't really realize that when they read books or watch movies and they say based on true events. You know what I'm saying? It's like just based on true events. But it's real. It was somebody's life. They lived that.
And speaking of family, behind every dream chaser, often there's a dedicated support system, like mentors, friends, family. Who was that for you?
I'm going to say my mom. She was always like my number one fan. She would push me, even when I'm like, I'm not doing this no more. I walk out, because I have been a rebel child. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm that rebel child, the middle. You know how I go. But she was always my number one fan, and having the ability to be able to call my grandmothers for recipes, or, I tell people I have been in hard places in those white men's job where I had to call that little Black lady to save me. Like, hey, can you help me? I need to know how to make this. She'll sit there and explain it to me on the phone. Wow. And then I'm like, she doesn't even know she was making these beautiful, complicated sauces. She was just cooking for her family. But now, now they paying me to do it. So,
right.
Yeah. So my family really has been my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother. Like, they have really been instrumental in my life, because not always have I been this. You know what I mean? I tell people, a lot of people don't realize I've been to prison. A lot of people don't realize I was in the military. A lot of people don't realize, it's been a lot of, there was drug addiction. It's been a whole lot of things throughout my life. But it had to be a great support system for me to be able to make it through, to be here right now.
You see, I'm looking at you because, baby, you don't look like what you've been. I said, you see my face, how I was looking at you. Like,
yeah, if I don't tell people, they'll never know. But I want them to know. Like, even now, today, I still can't vote. The state of Florida won't release me to be able to vote, because they don't want somebody like me, because I've been through all the systems. I know all the things. So I'm a felon too. I get it. But I work very hard to be able to change my life and to be able to grow. And I feel like that testimony is important, because somebody here today feel like, I'm a felon, I'm not going to be able to get no job, I'm not going to be able to do this. It doesn't matter if they can get you a job. Find something you love to do and do it.
Yes.
Start your own business. Do your own thing, because you can't let people label you. You can't let somebody else determine who you are for you. You have to make those decisions on your own. So I just decided to stop listening to people tell me who I am and just be me all the time. And once I started doing that, my life just started blossoming into something so beautiful.
And before we continue, I'd like to take a moment to explore the release of your cookbook, A Star Among Us. I can't even talk. Among Us, a chef story.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that book.
Well, that book was written pandemic time because your girl had got the COVIDs back in the 2020. And I was sitting there, my restaurant was going, and I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I guess I wasn't as sick as everybody else had gotten. I was already kind of boosting my immune system and preparing my body like every day. It was like an everyday thing, me and my elderberry, me and this. So it didn't hit me as hard as it could have hit me. So during that time, I sat down. I'm like, I'm going to just start writing recipes I like. So I started writing the recipes I like. And then I'm like, I'm going to start putting pictures with it. So I started putting pictures with it. Me and my friends started putting the pictures together for it. And then once I took it, and I'm like, well, I'm going to use this for my staff so they know everything that they need to do. Oh, wow, make them a step-by-step. I'm going to just make them a step-by-step book while I'm away so that if I have to go somewhere, I have to do something, they know how to do it. So I just created this like book. Once my business partner saw the book, saw the little like pamphlet I had put together for the staff. She said, oh, this is a cookbook. Oh, wow. I was like, no, it's just the recipes that we have to use, to make the stuff. And she was like, no. She was like, you don't see it how I see it. She said, this is the cookbook. She said, it's already ready. She said, you already got the pictures. You already got the stuff. It's been laid out. We called a lady. We formatted it. Like, it's a self-published book. You know what I mean? Like, I was just doing something to pass my time, but it turned into something so beautiful because I got to tell stories and little anecdotes. I got to write about my grandmother and my mom, and I got to make recipes for people to be able to, because I tell people, anybody can cook. You might not feel like you can, but you can. It's simple. It's easy. You just have to get that in your head. It's simple. It's easy. And the more times you tell yourself, the more times you tell yourself that, it's all positive self-speak. I can do this. This is easy. I've seen people, burn boiled eggs. No, I don't burn that. This just not my thing. You just say you're passionate about it. Yes, you're not passionate about it. See, I have to tell people, let me tell you a little bit about my background. Okay. I grew up eating out. I lived in a house with my grandfather who cooked a full course soul food meal. But I was a spoiled child, so I didn't have to eat that. So I ate. I grew up in Parker, so anything on Dickinson Road at that time is what I ate. So that kind of followed me into adulthood. That's why y'all always see me out eating. Right. And people like, you got a husband? Now, when he met me, I was frying chicken. Okay. I know how to do a little something and make some little macaroni and some hot water cornbread. Okay. Don't let it fool you. I can make some collard greens. Now I'm gonna make it from the bag, but I'm still gonna clean them up and I'm gonna season them real good. Now you will know the difference, but everybody else gonna know the difference. Right. And don't be trying to check me when y'all see them. I might not know. But I do a little something. I know about the boiling. I know how to do a little something. Right. But that's just not my thing. And then my mom was not a cook. Okay. She didn't really cook either. Oh yeah. I tell people it's definitely this career of mine is developing. I'm getting to travel a lot more. People are hiring me to come to them. They want to have the experience with me. They see me online. They see me. I'm fun to be around. People just want to watch me cook and hang out. So now that's becoming a thing. And what I'm noticing is, going to Chicago and going to Maryland and all these different places, people who look like me are wanting those like deep Southern experiences because 9 times out of 10 their family has left the South to move somewhere different for better, right? And so they're starting to lose that, and so they crave it. So it's been nice to be able to share this with everybody. Anybody who want me to cook, I'm ready. Okay. So looking ahead, what would you like your legacy to be? Culinary legacy. My culinary legacy, I really want it to be, putting Southern food and soul food on the map. We are very, that food program is very marginalized. You know what I'm saying? Soul food and Southern food is kind of like, we in the bottoms. We always see in the bottoms, Everybody wants to uplift to all these other cuisines. And, it's not so much, the Southern and soul food. But I'm like, everything really came from down here, though. We started from the bottom. Now we here. Yes. Give us our due. So my goal is I really want to make it a mainstream food choice for people, and then not always is Southern food fried. We do great reference to vegetables here in the South. Like we operate differently, we move different things, but not everything got to be fried. And we offer different types of things. I tell people my favorite thing to make is tomato, cucumber, and onion salad. But that is definitely a Southern thing. They don't eat that in a lot of places, but we eat that here.
Is that the one that I eat, but it's got the vinegar? And
it's got the vinegar, a little bit of sugar.
Yes, I'm like, wait a minute, I eat that.
Yes. And it's delicious.
It sure
but
is.
It is something proprietary to the South. You know what I'm saying? Potato salad, that's a Southern thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to California and be like, let me get some potato salad. They're going to look at you like you're crazy.
Not until you bring it up there and it's going to become a thing. Come on.
Yes, when I bring it.
Yes, you going to bring it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So as we near the end of this conversation, Chef May, your journey has been incredible. It's been inspiring. What tips or advice do you have for any aspiring chefs and food enthusiasts who are eager to make their mark in the culinary world?
I tell people, wait on school. Wait to spend that money. This is a hands-on job. If you can go, I tell people the best place to start out, if you wanted to start out to be a cook, go to a hotel. Find you a job at a hotel, work in that space for a little while, and then move up. And once you go in there, because that place is going to teach you how to be able to prep. Once you know how to prep and how it works and all the different equipment names and all of this stuff, you can kind of move about, because one thing about the culinary world and commercial kitchens is all the equipment, it don't never change. It always works the same. So once you learn how to work it, hotels usually have more different types of equipment. So when you go to a kitchen, be like, okay, now I'm ready. I think I'm ready to go to a restaurant next. Put in that little bit of time. It's the same kind of education. I tell people, I learned all of this stuff from my grandma and them. And when I went to school, all that taught me is the proper names for things.
Oh, wow.
And they taught me different types of things to use as a replacement for something else. That's really all it did. You know what I'm saying? If you get with a really good chef, you'd be surprised at what you are able to accomplish in a very short amount of time. I tell people I have this phrase called dying empty. My goal is to die empty. Every day, my cup filleth. My cup runneth over. I just like to dump it on out so I can refill it with something new. So that is teaching people. Every time I learn something new, I can't wait to share it with somebody else, because as soon as I know it and I can teach it to somebody else, now it can keep growing. It can keep moving. Now they can teach somebody, then they can teach somebody. And now that's how you promote change.
You get it? That's it.
That's
what
how you promote change. Yeah.
Yes. So let me ask you this. What piece of advice would you give to experienced chefs who are looking to continue their success?
I think that experienced chefs, I think that what you have to do is, I found a great niche for me, like breakfast. Like everybody knows that's my bread and butter. I love that guy, but that's a niche in my community. Being able to flip an egg and being able to poach eggs, like that's a niche. And if you could find one particular thing that you're good at, I would say pursue that. And competition shows are always good. It helps hone your skills, to see other people around the country's different skill levels, because this food is a forever changing situation. Like what was popular last year is not popular this year, moving on to this or moving on to that. So I think that experienced chefs, as long as they sticking to what they like to do, they're going to be all right.
Now, can't let you get out of here without telling the people what new. You told us about some new ventures that you have.
I got some couple things.
Tell us a couple. If you can talk about it that you got in the pipeline, tell us real quick about what you have going on.
Well, I got a couple of places that I'm going to open over the next few months.
Okay. And am I invited?
Of course you're invited. I hope everybody comes out. So I am keeping it kind of hush-hush right now. But if you guys follow me on my Instagram.
And what's your Instagram?
Chef Star Maye. On Instagram and all streaming platforms, all the platforms. Yes. I'm planning on starting a YouTube channel here so everybody can watch as I am going through this, trying to design restaurants and make menus. So one place I'm gonna open over in Hillsborough Village. I'm back, baby.
Hillsborough Village, she's
the
back,
queen
baby.
is back. So yeah, I'll be opening a bar sandwich shop over there.
Okay.
The bar will be called Groovy Baby.
Groovy
And it's the
Baby.
70s and 80s themed
Okay.
bar. We'll have 100 shots. It's
Okay.
going to be
Ooh,
a shot
100
bar.
Okay.
And inside of this bar, I'm going to have a wonderful deli called the Funkadeli.
Oh, yes.
So you'll
I'm
be
liking
able to
it
come.
already.
Yes, we'll be open at 3 a.m. and it's going to be a party all day.
Got somewhere to go, 'cause you know I stay out late.
Yeah, stay out late and come get you a good old
Mhm.
sandwich. I tell people there ain't nothing better than a good old sandwich.
Yes.
And I'm going to try to make them where you ain't got to worry about it. I want you to have a to-go box when you leave.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm working on something great. All the breads will be fresh baked
bread. Okay.
and made locally.
Mm.
Yeah, all the sauces will be made in-house.
Am I going to get a pickle with my sandwich?
Well, of course.
But do you know I
What's a sandwich without a pickle?
Thank you. She know what she doing. See, I just had to test her skills. I'm messing with you.
Yeah, but you got to have it.
Mhm.
So those are a couple of things that I got coming up. As long as everybody watches, I do have a nice little farm to table place I'm working on right now. And I'm hoping that that'll be something that's in reality by 2025.
Okay.
So everybody just keep watching and we're going to come out. We're going to pop out shining.
Yes,
So
I'm touching and agreeing. It's going
Come
to happen.
on.
It's
Thank
going to
you,
happen.
Jesus.
I'm
Coming
touching
on
and
through.
agreeing.
yes.
'Cause
So
I know what you're capable of.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So we're gonna let all these things develop and get to going. But for right now, I'm doing a lot of catering, a lot of events. So catering is where it's at and private chefing. I'm doing a lot of that right now. So you need me, call me.
Yes. Go follow her on her social sites. She's going to get that YouTube coming. So y'all make sure y'all like that YouTube page as well. Get them numbers up for her. Help get them numbers up. Thank you, Star, for gracing
you.
us with your presence on the I Am Kiana Scales podcast. You have truly become part of our family.
Yay.
And we extend an open invitation to you anytime you would like to come back. Thank you, thank you, thank
Oh,
you.
you
This
got
was
it.
inspiring learning about your journey.
I appreciate that so much.
Thank you. Real talk. Never hesitate to chase after your dreams with all your heart. Embrace uncertainty as part of the journey and let your passion be the guiding force that leads you to extraordinary achievements. Hey ladies, ready to elevate your style game? From timeless classics to the hottest trends, we've got something for everyone. Visit theclosetexperience.com and save 10% today with code PODCAST. That's PODCAST. Theclosetexperience.com. What's in your closet? Theclosetexperience.com. What's in your closet? Be sure to use code PODCAST, PODCAST, and save that 10%. Theclosetexperience.com. What's in your closet?